Hi, I'm Rich Butterworth, founder of Shout Internet, and this short video is one of a series of video tutorials designed to help you get the most from the ShoutDone task management software. I hope you find it useful. In this tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at 4 items, as you can see on the agenda just here. First of all, we're going to be looking at adding tasks, so how we add single tasks and multiple tasks. We're then going to look at the right-click menu, a powerful feature within the ShoutDone software. We'll also just quickly cover off what the different colours mean. Certain task characteristics will trigger tasks to change colour in the main display. And then finally, we'll take a look at the inbox to discuss how we can actually process tasks on a daily basis. So getting started with adding tasks. Adding tasks is really simple in ShoutDone. All you need to do is head down to the add icon in the bottom menu, and from the menu that appears we can choose either single task or multiple tasks, and we'll be looking at both right now. To start with, let's add a single task. Clicking the single task button gives us the first of 2 information screens. The first of these screens is the basic task information. So we just need to go ahead and enter the obvious things like the task title. So we'll call this one our demo task. And we need to choose a project into which we'd like to add this task. Now, you don't have to enter that information, but it's useful because obviously immediately then it will appear on the main screen. So we'll put this in the article syndication project just so that we can see it. And we can choose an owner. Now, the owner list contains all of the people who are currently entered into your installation of ShoutDone. You can see I have myself, which is the default, and I've added another resource called Writer. Now, this could obviously be other members of your organisation, your team, or perhaps staff that you employ if it's your business. So you can go ahead and choose who the owner of this task is, and we can enter a helpful description. This is for our own internal use, and so it should describe what it is that we're trying to achieve with this particular task. Now note there are a couple of plus icons here. If we want to quickly add a new project as part of the flow of adding a new task, we can do so quickly using this shortcut Add New Project option. Likewise, if we want to add a new member of staff, a new team member, we can do so just by clicking that plus button there too. So you can quickly add new projects or new team resources using these options. Once we've entered the information that we want to, we can just click Next to proceed to the third step in the process, the second screen of information. Now, much of the information on this screen is optional, but again, it's recommended that you enter as much as you can so as to make the management of your tasks more effective. By default, the task will be set to start today, today's date, and by default also, the size will be medium. Now, these are the only 2 mandatory pieces of information on this screen. The rest you can choose whether or not to enter. I'll just look very quickly at the contexts. These are default contexts that you can see right now. You can add new contexts if you want to. These are groupings for like tasks. So for example, if at some later stage we want to call up a filtered list of only those tasks that relate to making phone calls, perhaps we're going to hit the phone for an hour or so and just get all of our calls out of the way, then we can quickly do so because all of our phone calls as listed across our projects will have the context at calls. Likewise, if you've got emails that need writing, you might want to group those tasks into one productive writing session, and by calling up a filtered list of all of those tasks that have the @emails context. And you can literally use contexts in this way for anything you want. So you might want to group tasks that are personal tasks or work tasks. You might want to group tasks that relate to copywriting, to website design. Any context that you can think of, you can create, and so group your tasks and filter your tasks by that context. And if you want to add a new context quickly, of course, you can click that plus button there and quickly add a new context, which you could then apply to this particular task. Moving on to the start date, you'll see if I select the drop down that there are user-friendly names for dates coming up, the obvious dates, so today, tomorrow, next week. These are start dates. If you want a specific date, of course, you can use the calendar icon here to the right to choose an exact date. Likewise with deadlines, again, user-friendly labels here, today, tomorrow, this week, next week, and again, a calendar drop down should you wish to specify an exact deadline. The size of the task is really there to indicate to you an approximate size. If I click the drop down, you'll see the guidelines here. We've specified that a small task be something along the lines of 2 minutes to 25 minutes. A medium-sized task, 25 to 60 minutes, and a large task, something that's going to take you more than an hour. Okay, either end of that scale, of course, there are tasks that are smaller than 2 minutes, which, if you've read David Allen's popular task management book, Getting Things Done, you'll know that 2 minutes or less, and you really ought to be doing the task immediately, getting it out of the way if it's that small. And any tasks significantly greater than an hour, you really ought to be thinking about chunking them down into smaller bite-sized pieces. So really this is a realistic set of task sizes that you can get your head around. Gone are the days where you need to specify exact hours and minutes. It's totally unrealistic. As humans, we're programmed, we're hardwired to not be able to accurately predict how long it's going to take us to do tasks. I'm sure you've got your own experience of this, but even the best laid plans of mice and men rarely come to fruition exactly as planned. So these sizes are really just to give you an idea of the approximate size of your tasks. That is the approximate time it's going to take you to complete them. And likewise, profitability. We don't need to know dollars and cents or pounds and pence. We just need to know approximately what the contribution is likely to be, if any, to our bottom line, our profitability. This is something that's lacking in so many other task management applications out there, yet obviously profitability is a key metric, a key performance indicator of most businesses. And so it really is common sense that you have this as a measure of the tasks that you should be working on at any time. So if you have tasks that are more profitable than other tasks, all other things being equal, of course, which tasks should you be working on? That's right, the more profitable ones. So you have the option to set profitability there too. Once we're happy with what we've set, the context, the start, the deadline, the size, and the profitability, you can go ahead and click the Create button to add the task. So if we scroll down the list, we'll see that near the bottom here is our demo task that we just entered. So that's adding single tasks. What about adding multiple tasks quickly? Let's just for argument's sake say that we'd like to create a new project with lots of tasks in that project. Let me show you how quick and easy it is to do just that. If I head back to the add icon on the menu here, and this time select multiple tasks, what I'm going to do is enter several tasks. This is just to give you an example of how easy it is. Obviously you'd want to type out the actual tasks making up your specific project. And I'm going to, instead of selecting an existing project, just enter a new project here. So this is sample project, apply. I'm going to click next. Now these are the defaults that would be applied to all tasks as the heading there suggests, but I'm going to go ahead and accept the default settings and click create. Now in just a matter of seconds, we've created this new project with several tasks in it. So you can see straight away how easy it's going to be for you to sit down, write your task lists out for each of your projects and quickly drop them into ShoutDone in a matter of seconds. So that's adding multiple tasks in one hit. Another quick thing to point out, of course, is that we do have the hotkey task entry. Now, no matter where you are in Windows, if you press the Control-T key, you'll see this pop-up will appear. It will pop up over the top of whatever application you're in at the time. And of course, if I type in a new task, let's say this is my quick task, I'm just entering something here as a thought occurs to me. Maybe I think, oh, I forgot to do XYZ. Well, I can quickly press Control-T, enter the task information, click apply, and that's it. I'm back to the application I was in previously. What's great about that is I've captured the task. It's an essential part of any successful task management process. Now, where's that task gone? You'll have noticed, of course, that I didn't set a project. Now, all of our tasks that do not have projects will end up in the inbox. So there indeed is my quick task. We'll come back to the inbox in just a moment. So that's pretty much all you need to know for now about adding tasks. Once you've practiced adding tasks, you'll find it's a really straightforward, intuitive process. So now we've looked at adding tasks, I'm just going to quickly cover off the right-click menu because it's something that you'll be using regularly. The right-click menu is, as the name suggests, a menu that appears when you right-click on a particular task. And you can see the options that you've got. Flag task puts a flag on your task like this here, and automatically, subject to the sorting rules that you've set up in settings, it will automatically promote the task. It's a quick way of saying I need to do this task as a priority. Let's flag the task. Once it's flagged, we can unflag it by just right-clicking and selecting unflag. Mark as done, of course, is, as the name suggests, a way of confirming that the task is completed. Edit task, if we click the edit task option, we go into the task details, which we could then tweak and then save once we're happy. Pushback deadline, if we have a deadline set that's looming and perhaps we're a bit up against it and struggling to meet that deadline, we can just push a deadline back a day, 2 days or a week quickly using the right-click menu. Delegate, if we want to allocate this task to somebody other than ourselves, we can quickly do that by selecting the delegate option and choosing from the list of other team members that we've set up, or we could add a new team member using the link there. And delete the task, of course, as the name suggests, would delete the task from the list. So that's the right-click menu, very simple, intuitive, and once you start using it, I'm sure it'll make perfect sense to you. Now I just want to talk quickly about the colours, the differences in colours between tasks. You can see on the screen there 3 different colours. We have a sort of a whitey grey colour, we have a goldy or yellow colour, and we have a dark pinky colour there as well. There's also one other colour, which if I just scroll down you may have noticed earlier, and that is a blue colour. Those are the 4 colours, so blue, pink, gold and white. The first one, the pink one at the top of the list here, is a task that has a due date of today or before today. So these are tasks that need to get done, they're urgent, they're time critical. Below, the gold task, as we mentioned earlier on, is a task that has revenue earning potential. So quickly you'll be able to see in the list those tasks which stand to generate you revenue and profits. The plain tasks are of course the default tasks. They have no revenue earnings potential, they're not due today, and they're not the blue task, which I'll just explain now. The blue task is a task that's been delegated, so it's due but not by you, it's due by somebody else. So again, a quick way to see tasks that are important in your task list but that are perhaps being done by somebody else on your team. So those are the colours. Blue for tasks being done by somebody else, delegated tasks. Gold for tasks with revenue earnings potential. Dark pink for those tasks that are time critical, due today or before today, and the plain white tasks for all other tasks. Now the final thing I want to cover off in this short tutorial is the inbox. Now the inbox works in a really simple way, and the idea behind it is that all of the tasks you capture, you can just drop it into your inbox and then come back to the inbox on a daily basis, it's recommended, so each morning as a guide. Open the inbox and then just quickly process your tasks into the right places. So how do we process tasks? Well, as you saw a second ago, we can actually scroll through the list of tasks that have not yet been processed, very simply up and down. And then when we want to move a task or to process a task, we just simply click and drag. So you can drop a task onto the recycle bin here to delete the task. You can drop the task onto this open folder to add the task to an existing project. You can drop the task onto this icon here to create a new project into which that task should be added. Drop it onto the filing cabinet to archive the task. That just puts it to one side but does not delete it. And then we can also mark a task for reference. Again, it removes it from our task list, our to-do list, but it keeps the task. The idea is this: we want to quickly work through our tasks and get them into the right places. So our first task, I'm going to delete it by moving my mouse over the trash can and then releasing the mouse button. Confirm that I'd like to delete it and it's gone. Simple as that. Just to repeat the process, over the trash can, delete and gone. So anything that you shouldn't really be doing, of course you're going to get rid of that, you're going to delete it. I'm going to add inbox task 3 to an existing project. Let's just add it to article syndication. Done. Simple as that. The inbox task 4 I'm going to archive, and the quick task here I'm just going to drag it and drop it into the reference list, and done. You'll notice that once I've finished processing all my tasks, the inbox closes. There's nothing more to do. That's how quick it is and easy it is to process your tasks. Just to have sight of those, of course, we deleted a couple, so they're now gone, but if I scroll down the list here, we'll see, there we go, inbox task 3 is in our article syndication project. Now, if I wanted to see the archive or reference tasks, we just want to create a filtered view by the special system contexts archive. In this case, there's our archive task, grouped by dates. And if I wanted to see the reference tasks, again, I can just choose the reference context. So let's just revisit our agenda just to make sure that we've covered everything off. We've looked at adding tasks, we've looked at the right-click menu, what that does, how it works. We've explained what the different colours are, what they mean in the task view. And finally, we took a look at the inbox to show us how quickly and easily we can process our tasks each morning. So hopefully you found this tutorial useful, and do keep a lookout for the other tutorials in the series. There are a few others that will help you also get the most from the ShoutDone software. Thanks for watching.